What's up, everybody? About to do this recap with my boy Shawn, and you are watching Shawn on YouTube.
What's up, everybody? The less charismatic introduction, but it's your man Shawn Zatel holding it down on the Porter Way podcast, doing a simulcast with my
Yeah.
man, the two-time champion, Showtime Shawn Porter. Shawn, man, what are your initial thoughts on Naoya Inoue getting that sixth round knockout against Luis Neri this morning?
Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. So when I saw Neri fight Brandon Figueroa, I saw a guy who was broken mentally, and that to me seemed to be kind of the recipe to beating Neri was to break him down mentally, and then the physical would go. Naoya gets knocked down in the first round, and I said, "Whoa." But he kept it together. He it was like he was surviving, fighting back, and being defensive like simultaneously, which I thought was very impressive. You either get a mixture of it's usually like one of the three. You got somebody who's trying to hold on and hang on and move, or you get somebody who don't know better and just trying to fight back. You know what I mean? Or you get the guy who's just straight defense and let me get through this round. He seemed to do a little bit of all three, which I thought was very impressive. And understanding Neri to have all he came into the game in the US when he debuted out here. He came in out here having known to have some crazy power, So when that first punch lands, I'm like, this might be something. But excuse me, but anyway, as he that name monster that he carries, he personifies that word exactly. Um, and I just thought that after that knockdown, round by round, moment by moment, it was like he's just started to take over, either physically with the feet, with the hand speed, with the movement. He just I mean, it was beautiful, a building process. I got a great question for you, and I'm gonna wait to get to mine. But those were my initial thoughts. What were your initial thoughts?
Man, well, great points you made because you're right. He just started to use his whole toolkit and all his gifts, right? And in the beginning, he's loading up. I think he might have wanted to knock this guy out in one or two rounds because he did that to Emmanuel Rodriguez from Puerto Rico, who was the last guy that really talked trash about him and got at his dad and everything. So he might have been loading up on a home run and got caught with a shot, but to your point about how everything got better, the feet, the defense, the positioning, the offense, everything. Like we talked about Haney Garcia a couple weeks ago, and yourself and Floyd Mayweather and a lot of experts mentioned how the right hand was too low, and it never really got shored up in that fight. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious what you think about this, but to your point about how everything improved after the knockdown, it looked like he made the right adjustments he needed to across the board. I
Yeah,
mean, he still leaves that chin up sometimes, but
yeah,
he's so explosive and so athletic that he's getting away with it. And but also at the same time, I did feel like he started to fight out of the high guard more and more. And there were instances throughout the fight where he kept the what is it the phone on the hook. He kept
yeah.
the phone on the hook, and
Hold the phone. Yeah,
yeah,
hold the
he
phone.
held the phone. He held the
Yeah,
phone. There you go.
yeah,
So, but yeah, what'd you think about that?
yeah. This is the very first fight of anyways that I've watched where I watched the entire fight. I kind of skipped through most of the corners. I usually like I like to see the break. I like to hear what's going on in the corners, but obviously knowing English wasn't coming, I just skip past it. But my thing why I'm pointing that out is I like to read it all, and I can read it all in real time. In real time, I can know your body language. I can know if you're tired. I can know what your energy is like. I mean, kind of the list goes on. The first round, I said, "Whoa, this is the first time I think anybody's been in the ring with somebody just as explosive as him, and this unorthodox timing and rhythm that Naoya has." I said this might be the first time he's in the ring seeing that against himself, and he got caught in the first round. I think because of that, he's used to being explosive and being able to get away with certain things, and it caught up with him in this fight. I know our boy Andy tweeted he texts like everybody's that's the only thing people gonna talk about. I want to fast forward past it because of
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
he recovered from that punch and the way he conducted himself after that punch, and then of course like like we've been saying, the way he continued to manage the fight after that. That was one thing that stuck out to me, was that both guys were really explosive in and out. They both were kind of like coming in with the same punches and missing with the same punches. One orthodox, one southpaw, of course. But it just seemed like they were. This was a mirroring fight, which is cool because when it's a mirroring fight, you get to truly see who's the better fighter and who's more prepared and who's been training and who's more confident and who's got the heart and who's got the will, and the list goes on. And we really saw this like in a matter of 6 rounds. We really saw Naoya like kind of take over, and I just thought that was super impressive.
Yeah, well, he believes himself in himself to such a great degree. It borders on arrogance, like a lot of great fighters, like Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali, and a lot of the great Eric El Terrible Morales, who's behind me.
Listen, my man he pulled out the showboating and all that kind. He pulled out in the fourth round. I said, now you know you're a bad boy
Yep.
when you at the top of the when you at the tippy top and you pulling that kind of stuff out this early. Usually you want to know your opponent is broken down before you do those kind of nuance those things. And I was like, yo, my man's confident. He know exactly what he's designed to do, and he's doing it.
Well, yeah, because I said on the Porter Way yesterday on the show, I said Neri for the first time is going to fight someone more talented than him in that mid range and all that, with the pulls, with the speed and the placement and the time and the power. He's going to meet his match. But to your point, Inoue for the one of the first times, since Donaire, ran into a guy that could not match him in some of those areas, but test him and
Yeah,
challenge him in some of those areas. And
yeah,
that's why Neri was able to do that. And he's like, oh, okay, so now this is what I'm dealing with. And then he
yeah.
raised the levels. And as the fight went on, Neri just couldn't keep up with that. But the one thing with Inoue that really strikes me when I watch him is just the wow factor. He's one of the most wow factor fighters I've ever
It's real.
watched.
It's real.
Yeah,
Like that wow is real. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yo, this dude is wow. you know?
it, that's what I wanted to get your thoughts